Welcome back. Water experts, engineers and senior representatives from national and provincial government descended on Knysna this week as the town's water crisis reached a critical tipping point. Their assessment, expected next week, could determine whether the situation is declared a disaster. The intervention follows the National Council of Provinces' September decision to reject Western Cape local government MEC Anton Bredell's proposal to place Knysna under administration. For more, we are joined by Zanele Bila-Mupariwa, who is the provincial head of the Department of Water and Sanitation. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you could start by just explaining how dire the water situation is in Knysna currently.
Hi, good morning, good evening, Masa, and good evening to your listeners. Yes, we have been working very closely with Knysna municipality together with the local government, because this matter, it does not require the Department of Water and Sanitation alone. It needs a joint effort. We have been with the municipality, and we have done some kind of investigation in terms of the current situation there in Knysna. Yes, the situation is quite critical at this point in time, and we are working together with our catchment management agency and see if we can come up with other alternative sources that will assist the town. As you are aware that in that type of town, this is the time when they are expecting a rain, unlike the Western Cape water supply system where their rain is, it has just ended now.
So with the rains expected, would that help the situation?
It might help the situation, but we should shy away from relying more on surface water as government, as well as the local government, as well as national government. That is why the department, through our national water resource strategy, which is the framework, the blueprint that the department is currently using as a blueprint for the department, and we are implementing it through the National Water and Sanitation Master Plan. All the plans that are required in all the towns are specified in the National and Water and Sanitation Master Plan. Hence, we are not only looking at building dams to assist the municipality in terms of the water security, water supply and demand. We are also looking at diversifying the water mix within the Western Cape situation, so that through the water mix, where we are looking at the groundwater use, we are looking at the desalination plant, we are looking at recycling of reuse of wastewater, that are coming from the municipalities. So there's quite a number of activities that we are looking just to assist in terms of the water security. As you can see that, when you look at the water supply, we should shy away from the surface water, because if it doesn't rain, then it becomes problematic. But if we have other alternative sources like groundwater, like the recycling, as I've already mentioned, then it assists quite a lot. That is why through the summit that our minister has recently conducted, all the municipalities were gathered, and they were actually given those marching orders to go and look at their systems within their area of jurisdiction, so that they can come up with other alternative sources to assist in terms of water security. In the Western Cape, we are not planning to go back where we were in 2017. Thank you very much, Masa.
Just looking at some of those efforts that you've mentioned as well there, about looking at building dams, for instance. And while government is looking at building dams, at the current moment, the Akerkloof Dam, the Knysna's primary water source, is sitting at dismal levels at 27% capacity. What are the timelines for all these plans that you have, specifically when it comes to looking at building dams?
Look, the time frame for building dams it depends on various aspects. We're talking about the EIA processes, of which that is not the responsibility of National Department of Water and Sanitation. It resides with another department, which is Environmental Affairs. So to put the time frame is quite difficult, if I can be honest with you, Masa, but it's quite a long, tedious process where we look at other aspects in terms of the geology of the area. We look at the feasibility studies that needs to be done by the specialists and all that. Hence, while we are waiting for all those processes, we are also tapping into diversifying the water mix to assist in terms of the water security, looking at other alternative sources to augment the water security within the province.
There's talk of level 4 water restrictions for Knysna. If you could just explain what level 4 water restrictions would entail.
Okay, what it entails is that maybe perhaps if I can just explain what constitute the water restrictions is the rainfall, the supply and demand. What it means is that there are quite a number of options, or rather actions, that that the municipality are going to put in place in terms of ensuring that the water resource is used minimally and it's used efficiently and optimally so. So there are going to be some percentages that are going to be lessened in terms of the water supply within their systems, and the department is currently considering putting the restrictions within that area, because currently the department has not yet put the restrictions, but there are other municipalities that have already implemented the water restrictions. So what it means is that there are going to be some reduce in terms of the water intake from the system. This is just to ensure that whatever is left in the system, it must be used effectively, efficiently, and optimally so.
Now, this might also cause a domino effect. We are in the festive period. We do know that Knysna is a tourism hotspot. Surely this is going to affect businesses as well as the tourism industry there.
Most definitely, because if you look at Knysna is one of the areas where most of the tourists, they love so much, more especially during festive season. So we are working tirelessly to ensure that there is water that is being supplied within the area. We are working also with other industries just to ensure that there will be some kind of supply. But the Knysna municipality have put in place some plans to ensure that there won't be any town that will be left without any water. They have put together a plan to say that there will be some water that will be distributed along the Knysna city. And what we have done as a department, looking at this crisis, we have also activated the war room. And this war room, we are going to meet with all these municipalities that we have identified that there are some current challenges with the water supply, more especially during this festive season, So we are going to meet with all these municipalities. They are going to give us the data in terms of how much has been used within this week, and also how much is left. This will allow us to manage, because you cannot manage what you do not know. Hence, we are going to request data from all these, not only Knysna, but all other municipalities.
How much of this problem would you say is self-imposed by human behavior? Because the mayor of Knysna, Mayor Thando Matika, has also said that there needs to be a lifestyle change and people need to watch how they use their water supply. And then you've got the other side, the Democratic Alliance, saying, look, a lot of this water is actually lost to leaks. So where does the problem actually lie?
Look, the problem is we cannot only blame on the consumer, but the councillor is quite right. Because if we don't change the behavior in terms of how we manage our water resources, we'll go back to where we were in 2017. But the message that we are trying to drive from the department is that we need to use water sparingly. So we are going to go very fast in terms of the awareness to the public. We are going to ensure that we work very closely with the municipality to assist them in terms of the awareness when it comes to water conservation and demand management, in terms of communication to the public to say where there are water leaks, please report to the respective municipality so that those water leaks can be fixed immediately to ensure that we don't miss any drop, because every drop counts.
And as you say, every drop counts. I'm reminded of that campaign back a couple of years ago in the city of Cape Town, Day Zero. Is the city of Knysna headed in that direction?
Well, I wouldn't say so, because yes, indeed, we have received the water patterns that are coming from the South African weather report, but we are still optimistic that with the groundwater that is available, we can be able to work speedily to assist the municipality. We have done it during 2017, Masa, with all these other municipalities, and it worked out very well. So all we need to do is to make sure that we monitor very closely. We monitor these municipalities very closely so that we do not miss any drop, and we are able to monitor these municipalities to ensure that all these systems. I think you might have seen in the papers that the department is not going to is not going to impose water restriction within the Western Cape water supply system, of which the Western Cape water supply system, Masa, many they confuse this to mean that this we are referring to the entire Western Cape water supply system. But if I can just take a minute, Masa, just to clarify, you know, to all our listeners that when we say Western Cape water supply system, we do not refer to the entire system that supplies the whole Western Cape, but merely a 15% footprint area of the province. This is what we are referring to. So there are different types of system within the Western Cape that are being implemented currently. Like I said to you that sometime next week we are really considering to look at restrictions within the garden route, the other part of the Western Cape, which is the Knysna, the George, you know, all those other areas. So the system normally is called Cape Town Water Supply System, but does not only apply to the city, but also to the agricultural, for an example, municipalities like Stellenbosch area, and the Berg River alongside Riviersonderen River. You know, this is the system that consists of 6 larger dams within the Western Cape. Our strategic dams, they are situated within the Western Cape water supply system. I hope that is going to clarify in terms of the terminology that we are using when we say Western Cape water supply system.
That was a very important clarification and really appreciate it. Zanele Bila-Mupariwa, thank you so much for your time.